I think we're taking too many pictures. I think it needs to stop. It's not the kids either. It's the old people. Taking too many. You know why I think us old people take too many pictures? We can't believe they're free now. We used to have to buy film. We were paying by the picture. We had to decide whether or not what we were looking at was worth it. And back then, we didn't even know if it was a good picture for like 2 weeks. Should we take another picture? I don't know if we're cute right now. I don't think we should. We only have 6 of these left. 2 weeks later, you get an envelope filled with glossies. Half of them were garbage. Remember how hard it was to restage a photo 2 weeks later? Well, kids, put your Christmas PJs back on. Mom's eyes are closed in this one. Good thing the tree's still up. We didn't take selfies. Cut half your face out of that, that cost you $0.25. We didn't risk it. I still don't take a selfie. Closest thing I take to a selfie is a close-up of that bump on my back to get a better look at it. Anyone else playing pimple or mole? I'll tell you what, back when we were paying by the picture, nobody at the photomat ever rolled a picture of a cheeseburger and French fries. I don't care how beautiful your food picture comes out. You're gonna frame it, put it on the wall? That's my wedding day. That's my nephew's christening. That right there? That's a lunch I had about 8 years ago. Or you're not gonna believe this. That ended up being a pimple.
That's what everybody doing, right? You guys taking a lot of pictures? You taking pictures? No, you taking pictures, right? Everybody taking pictures. Here's me a vid angel, yeah! Here's me exactly 15 seconds later, still a vid angel, yeah! People take a picture of anything. I saw somebody taking a picture of a picture. Look at that nice picture. Let me get a picture of that picture. You can take as many as you want, right? Remember back in the day when cameras had film? You might not remember, but Google it. This thing called film made you highly selective with your picture taking. Right? Only memorable stuff. Because you knew you had 24 shots. The sky could be on fire. That's not memorable enough. I got 1 shot left. You had to put in work, effort. You had to drop your pictures off and wait like a week. You would dream about the pictures. Oh, I can't wait to see my pictures. They're gonna be so nice. You would call and check on them. Excuse me, my pictures ready? Said we ready on Tuesday. It's Thursday. Where my pictures at, man? Need to see how I look. And you wait a whole week to see that you took a picture of your thumb. Look, and they gave us the negatives, right? Did anybody ever use the negatives? Negative. The most you did with a negative was just hope to the sun, right? That's my thumb, all right. White people look at the negative, see what they look like if they was black. All right. Then they came out with 1 hour photo. Remember that 1 hour photo? You was like, I can get my pictures in an hour? That's just crazy talk. Can you imagine somebody taking a picture like, come back in an hour? Like, what kind of phone you got? You got a 1G phone? Ain't no iPhone, that's an H phone. I love it, man. Just think how far that invention has come. You could fit it in your pocket, right? Remember your grandparents' camera? It was huge. It like an accordion. That camera was so dangerous, it had a cape on it. Cameras used to have a cape. They were like, you stand over there. Let me take shelter. It was someone's job to be the Flash, right? He just stood over here. He put his life on the line for that picture, right? He was holding a stick of dynamite. What happened to the last guy in this position? The big old mushroom cloud, boom! They got their pictures like 3 years later. Like, who is this? Is that a thumb in that picture? Now they got these buttholes out there with the selfie stick. You ever think, let me get a picture of myself. Cause I ain't got no friends. Cause I'm always taking pictures of myself. What the back of my hair look like? The grandparents never knew what the back of their hair looked like. Don't get me wrong, I like pictures. You know, like though, I like candid shots. Because at least they have artistic value, right? But they are dangerous to take too. Especially you take a candid shot of a woman. As soon as you hear a little click, click, let me see that picture, let me see that. Oh no! You gotta delete that picture. I got a double chin in that picture. Well, you got a double chin in real life. You don't need another picture, you need surgery, that's all I'm saying. You gotta start doing some of these. I don't even know if this worked. This worked? That's a waste of time, right?
It's a ridiculous year. My favorite day, though, this is the elementary school Super Bowl for the teachers. It's school picture day, by a mile. School picture day, greatest day ever. Because every kid shows up on school picture day like a train wreck. They dress as if bomb raid sirens are going off and they barely escaped. They look like their mom kicked in their bedroom door that morning like, get out of bed and put this tiny sweater vest on. But I have to take a shower. There's no time for showers. Move, 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 move. Now run to school with this humongous envelope full of nothing but change. Like, what? Trust me, none of you in this room, none of you have ever looked at a little headshot you got at 8 years old from school and thought, yup, nailed it. Oh, I'm so glad I wore that Ninja Turtle sweatshirt that morning. Just covered in SpaghettiO stains. Hot look. Like a young Timberlake right there. That's... But here's who I blame for it after watching it happen. The photographer at the school. That person's a monster. Because they know where this ends for them. These kids, they know where it ends. They could stop it from happening. Last line of defense. They didn't even try. These evil human beings will just look at these train wrecks through a camera lens and just go, yes! I'm so glad you wore a turtleneck shirt. Those never go out of style. How'd you know that? Oh yeah, you tuck that shirt into your jeans. Right in the elastic band of that acid wash. You tuck that shirt in. Oh my God, do you have a rat tail haircut right now? You put that down the front. What are you, crazy? Chest out. Be proud of that furry little tail. That looks like you have a ferret riding shotgun in your life. Let's be honest, that's a rare look. We're gonna have my assistant put some colorful beads in that thing real quick. Because that's gonna complement the neon lasers we're gonna fire through the background of this picture. Oh yeah, your mom checked that box. Because she's awesome, all right? You know what, let's go big in this picture. Do this pose for absolutely no reason whatsoever. a bonus feature for you, in the background of your picture, we're also gonna put another picture of you whimsically looking off into the distance for no reason, like you're about to start singing in The Sound of Music. Ah. And we all have terrible pictures. Every one of us has a terrible picture. You know where it is? It's on social media, and you know what the problem is? It's not your picture, it's someone else's. But no one cares what you look like in their picture as long as they look beautiful. There could be a murder happening in the background of someone's profile picture, and they'd be like, look how hot I am in this. Oh my God, is that guy getting stabbed to death right now behind you? I mean, yeah. But look at how the police lights bring out my jawline all nice. And the helicopter airlifting the victim is blowing my hair back like a Beyonce music video. Listen, I tagged 911 in the picture, okay? Hashtag hurry. I put that in there. I was sneezing in the background of my friend's picture. A sneeze is not a good freeze frame look. No one knows you're sneezing. They just look like you got hit with a taser. You're just like, got like a new vein you never knew you had in your forehead. Dry heaving. One eye's all crossed. So I was like, yo man, you gotta take that picture down. You gotta get that picture off the internet now. He goes, I'll handle it. That's what he said. He said he'll handle it. He didn't take it down. He just put a black bar over my eyes. Hey, moron, this is not an episode of Gangland, okay? You cannot blur out my identity like that. Plus, I'm still tagged in the picture, so I don't know who you think you're fooling right now with your fancy Photoshop skills. Like, I tried to send a sexy picture to a woman that I was with once. That's bad. Don't do that. Not a gross one. Just a nice, shirtless picture in my bathroom mirror. After 957,000 push-ups, and I was like cutting weight like a wrestler for 4 days. Here's the problem with that. Ladies are too perceptive. They're smarter than men were dumb. They look at all the things in the picture. They're not even looking at you. They look at every little detail. I sent her a picture just like this in a mirror, and she writes back, you don't have any toilet paper on your roll, and you don't even have a shower curtain. Yeah, I have a shower curtain. Like, you have the plastic one, but you need the cloth one on the outside of the bathroom. Matches the mats and towels that you don't have. And there's toothpaste spatters on your mirror. What about the push-ups?
I knew I was gaining weight. You look at yourself in the mirror all the time, like for less amount of time as time goes on, just like a quick. Like, I knew I was gaining weight because my selfies started to get higher and higher and higher in angle. Like 5 years ago, I could just be like, boom. But now I'm like, sticking your neck out, just like, hold on. Crunching into stuff. You're like, dang it.
You know what's on my mom's mantle?
My high school yearbook picture. This is your best look, sweetie.
No, it's not. Do you like your high school yearbook picture? I don't. Do you remember your high school yearbook picture? You sat down in the chair, you're ready to go, take the picture, but you always did that nervous quiver smile. Remember the nervous quiver smile? You're like, don't do the quiver smile. Look normal this year. You got this, baby. Then the photographer moved you in that idiotic position. Now you look natural. What? It's not natural. It's not the way you'd sit down. Never saw a board meeting. Everyone have a seat, please. Bill, what are you doing? Negotiating. Sign the contract.
Plus, the older you get, the more, you don't look as great anymore. I mean, after the age of 25, you're never going to look as good again, It's true. I avoid my reflection in lakes, mirrors, sunglasses, and the disappointment in the eyes of whoever's looking at me. My friends are delusional about their looks. They often say to me things like, I'm not very photogenic. I don't take good pictures. I think if you consistently don't like the pictures you're getting back, you may not be a very attractive creature. Try this. Check yourself out in the mirror. Does it look about the same? Perhaps you're ugly. Or maybe you're not mirrorgenic,
I'm originally from Boston, but I've been living in New York for 10 years, and my mother's still back in Boston. I wish I could say that I missed her, but she doesn't really give me the opportunity to. She calls me like 15 times a day. The other day, she tried to send me a selfie, and I got like a 10-second video of her chewing gum. She was like, I tried to send you a selfie. I'm like, oh, I know. I have the evidence.
I hate Facebook. I used to love Facebook. I used to be on Facebook all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do. Now I can't stand Facebook. Mainly because you people are getting on my nerves. You are, yes, you, sir. You're taking Facebook too seriously. It is a game. It is fantasy. It's not real. You got 500 friends, and you don't know half of those people. You got 500 friends, but you're still in the bathroom mirror taking pictures of your own self with your camera phone. What, all 500 was busy? Everybody had something to do at the same time? Nobody can help you out take a picture real quick? Nobody? Nobody? Nobody?
When you get a little bit older to do the selfies, you gotta get your neck all the way out there, right? Have you ever done that? You just like hold your phone like this, and you see your reflection. Oh my gosh, that's me. Wow. Just so much rolls and bags under my eyes. And you can tell how old somebody is, because you're 17. You can do a selfie like this, like, you're in your car, doing little things, doing that. But, as you get older, it's like an old age sundial kind of a thing. You get like 20, you get like 30, you get like 40. Yeah, 50. My mom, every time I want to take a picture with her, we're like, okay, let's get on the floor, Mom. Now take it down there. That was mean. But anyway.
Yeah, cell phones. I don't understand a lot about cell phones, that live thing. Sometimes when you take a picture, what's it called? You're a millennial, what's it called? Live photo, you press it, everybody moves for like 2 or 3 seconds. I don't understand that. My girls don't drink, but it makes them look drunk whenever I look at them. Why is that even there? I don't know why that's even there. I don't know. This is an impression of my kids. This is an impression of my daughters, and this is dead on. Dad, want to see something funny? It's not going to be funny. It's not. Their heads are always down. Sometimes we go for a drive in the car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, girls, guess where we are? Where are we, Dad? In the driveway. We haven't left yet. Look up. Still at home. We're sitting here waiting. When I was a kid, if my father went like this, hey. Right? We knew we were in trouble. That was his look. I have a look. My kids don't see my look. I actually selfie myself angry, and then I text them the picture.
Okay, first thing you should probably know, I was kind of a big kid, all right? Like 6 years old, about 100 pounds. Yeah, not kidding. Big kid. If you need a visual for that, if you smile and can't see anymore, You're a big kid. Yeah. I didn't even know I had a lazy eye until I started losing some weight, and then my 5th grade picture day came around. Boom, lazy eye. Grandma did not put that picture on the refrigerator.
Another group on Facebook that bug me are the girls that will take a picture of themselves while they're pregnant every month. This is a little too accurate a depiction of what it looks like. But they're just fishing for compliments. They want all those comments that are like, you are glowing. You are a vessel of fertility and life. I just want to write, wow, you look terrible. Who did that to you? You should get a refund. They'll post pictures of their newborn babies on Facebook. And here's the thing about newborn babies. They look disgusting. Right? And it's not the baby's fault, to be fair. That baby just went through something horrific. If these babies knew we were taking their picture this early, they would be ticked off. They'd be like, why are you taking my picture? Did you see where I just came from? That is a tight squeeze. Give me a minute to adjust to oxygen. It was bonkers in there. Because here's the truth. Provo, things you have recently squeezed out of your body are not even supposed to be cute. Right? We don't take pictures of anything else we've recently squeezed out of our body. After I take a dump, I'm not like, it's here! My 5-pound, 2-ounce miracle. And it was a miracle. 5 pounds? Are you kidding? I don't look good in pictures either. Cameras make me look worse than I actually am, I think. Like, when I look in the mirror, I know what to expect. When I look in the mirror, my reaction is just like, okay. But when I see a photo of myself, my reaction's like, what did I do to that camera to make it so angry at me? Like, I did one of those how old is your face quizzes on the internet. And I uploaded one of my photos, and the computer said, error, face not found. Cameras hate me. Whenever I see one of those clickbait articles that are like, 7 photos Jennifer Lawrence doesn't want you to see, I think, she only has 7 photos she doesn't want us to see? I don't want you to see any of my photos. Sometimes I'll forget that the front-facing camera is on my phone, and I've turned it on, and I've dropped my phone. I don't like my picture taken. And I know other people complain about being unphotogenic. They'll be like, well, the camera adds 10 pounds for me. To those people I say, you're lucky that's all the camera does to you. For me, the camera adds 10 pounds. It takes away the next 5 years of my hair. It makes it look like I just committed a school shooting. Yeah, every photo for me is a mugshot. If I ever went into a gun store, I think they'd just be like, no way. Don't sell to your kind. And don't get me wrong, I know what I look like. I'm not in denial at all. Like, I know that I look like every character in a Dr. Seuss book. I know. Take a look. Start to see it. In high school, in the newspaper, they published that my celebrity lookalike was the Grinch. My face will get me nowhere in politics, but if I ever run for mayor of Whoville, I'm a shoo-in. Know what I look like. I'm going bald and I still have acne. Didn't think those two things would happen at the same time in my life. I thought acne and baldness would be separated by years of a golden age. But instead, I feel like I'm in the middle of this disgusting Venn diagram, where this is puberty, this is old age, and I'm in the middle labeled blech. Sometimes it's a literal Venn diagram, and I'll get a zit right where my hairline ends. I'm getting one right now. And the people at home will enjoy all of this in full HD. It'll be great.
We have so many pictures of Edie doing everything. She's our firstborn. Everything she does is exciting and new to us, you know? Everything Shu does is... seen it, you know? We start calling him Shoe because there's another basketball at his daycare. I just get scared that, one day he's gonna come up to me and be like, "Do you guys have any pictures of me at all?" And I gotta be like, "Yes, we do. We got a picture of you with your mom right after you were born, and then I think there's a high school graduation picture somewhere around here. I think it's under one of those Edie albums."
It's the meeting on the phones. It's the biggest part of the problem, in my opinion. The meeting on the phones is not great because guys are dumb. We're real dumb. And here's what I've heard from ladies. I don't know if you've experienced this, maybe not, but a lot of ladies are telling me that guys are sending out inappropriate pictures of themselves just unsolicited. Just like, here you go. I've known her 4 minutes. I think I'm gonna send this. You know what I mean? It's not, girls don't want those. Guys, if you ever have to ask yourself the question, does she want a picture of my privates right now? The answer's no, every time, right? It's not good. And they're using all different kinds of methods. There are young girls all across America with unread Facebook messages because they know it's probably a picture of a guy's privates, right? They see the paperclip, they know it's not a Word document, right? Or like a PowerPoint presentation, right? Like, maybe he typed me up a poem. Also, if I'm being honest, unsolicited poem? Ugh, way creepier. Some random dude sent you a poem, you'd be like, no, that's not good. 35 years ago, you didn't take a Polaroid, you know what I'm saying? And then like drive to the post office. And then wait 5 to 7 business days. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the thing that you did. Here's what a girl said to me recently. She goes, if a guy sends me an inappropriate picture, I immediately group text it to all of my girlfriends. Whoa. That sounds like an extremely efficient way for him to send those pictures, right? You're gonna be his middleman? He's gonna be excited about that. It's gonna work out amazing.
But what they said, they go, okay, and when I saw that, I thought, oh my gosh, you are what you eat, and I look like a big bun, is what I look like. But they said, you're going to eat paleo, and it's what God put upon the earth to sustain us. So if you can run it down and kill it, dig it out of the ground, pick it off of a bush, you can eat it. So that's lean meats, fruits, vegetables, nuts, berries, and seeds. That's no grain, no dairy. When's the last time any of y'all ever got off of white flour? Anybody? Oh, and you still can yell. Okay. Good for you. Oh my gosh, I had the shakes. Becky and I both were shaking. We drank a bunch of coffee. Then we had to have our teeth whitened. Anyway, my husband said, you are so hateful. Will you please eat a piece of white bread? I mean, it was awful. I mean, oh, how horrible if somebody had to get off of heroin. I mean, and I don't know what that's like, but I watched Shaft when I was little, and I remember it being a booger when somebody had to get off of heroin. This felt similar. It may not have been. Anyway, they took the after picture, and I made sure I had a spray tan. Let me tell you that, honey, because a spray tan takes 12 pounds off of you. Anyway, I had a spray tan. I had on a really cute sports bra and spandex. And I took mine, and I'm ashamed to tell y'all, but I won that thing. Oh, thank you. I'm so ashamed that y'all are giving me that love. I know y'all are thinking, what happened, Leanne? I'll tell you what happened. I spotted a tortilla. That's what happened.
I think I mentioned I'm from a big family. I'm guessing a couple of you might be from a big family. A couple of you? Know what that feels like? Need the attention? I'm not like, the 9th of 11 children, but I was born the 4th of 3. No pictures in the photo album. Anybody else? They ran out of film. They got tired. Literally no pictures of me in the photo album. I was home for Christmas, like Frank, Bob, Cindy, where am I? My mom's like, well, you looked a lot like her. So I was feeling kind of sorry for myself, and my sister's an artist, so she drew pictures of me so I could recount my childhood. That was nice of her. Turns out I was a stick baby with 3 fingers on each hand. She wasn't a good artist. She couldn't remember how many fingers I had. Somehow she remembers that lazy eye, though. 1 pupil in the middle and 1 sort of up there. There you go. Sisters are like that. She's keep you honest. One year she gave me binoculars that were welded crooked. That's so you can hunt ground squirrel and bird watch at the same time. One time, and I don't know, this is where I do think that God has a sense of humor, because one time I had a car that literally the right headlight was drifting up. Lefty was right down the road and righty was up there looking at the trees, just kind of. Park the sound. We're there, get out.
I have a daughter from a previous marriage. My wife has 2 daughters from a previous marriage, so we had to get the new family picture taken, which is fine. I love my family, but it bugs me the kind of poses that photographers put you in. No one's ever leaned up against a tree like this. Ever. Never happened. They always do that finger laced on the fence post kind of. Let me tell you something. I grew up on a farm. I have fixed a lot of fence. If I'm ever working with my dad and he looks down the fence line at me and I'm looking back at him doing this, that's a hay-filled butt kicking coming up. I don't know what that is. I just had to ask the photographer, like, why do you put us in poses like that? I just like things to look natural. This is what he expects you to believe for our natural family picture. He just had me walking through the woods with a camera and a tripod, comes across an abandoned barn. In front of this barn are strategically placed railroad ties. On these ties, from shortest to tallest, is a family of 5 looking at him, smiling, wearing matching sweaters. You know how creepy that'd be in real life? You just walked up on that?
My mom was crazy. She's not even the craziest person in our family. Craziest person in my family is my grandmama on my daddy's side. I don't know if any of you guys have an old black lady in your family. Never know. Never know. She's weird. Like, she collects things. Like, most people collect, like, coins or stamps or baseball cards. My grandmama collects picture frames, which would be fine, but she never takes the original picture out of the picture frame. She's an 85-year-old black lady, 350 picture frames in the living room, all white people. And the worst part is she'll lie to you about who's in the picture. You'd be like, Grandmama, who is this old white lady with the Dollar General stamp on her forehead? She's like, that's your Aunt Tammy. She's adopted. We don't talk about it.
But we should look for types of service that we can do for people. Whenever I see people taking a family picture with a cell phone, I always run up and offer to take the picture for them, because that person should be in the family picture, right? And while they're getting ready, I switch it to the inside cam and see how many selfies I could take. 47. It's like the idea of them looking at their phone and like, that is a really good, who the crap is that? 47 times. 47.
I had to renew my license recently. In California, every 10 years or so, you have to make the trip to the DMV and retake the picture, right? I always hate it, right? Then 3 years goes by, and I wish I looked that good. But how about that Costco ID membership picture, right? No amount of time ever goes by that I wish I looked like that Walking Dead version of my face. Costco's a $1 billion industry. They can only afford a camera with like 7 pixels. That the only thing that doesn't come in bulk? Like, they have better cameras they sell in the store. They could just grab one, write it off, and use it forever. But they don't. You know why? No one ever looks at that picture. It doesn't matter. I walk in and I flash them my library card. They don't care. This is a dumb idea in the first place. What, are they afraid someone's gonna sneak in and buy stuff?
If anybody asks you, because they might, they say, hey, when did Lamont quit on technology? You tell them 51. That's when I quit. I've clocked out 51. I got enough. Got enough up here. Don't need any more. Got it all. I'm good. But I know everything. I don't pay attention to it anymore. I'm good. I'm fine. I know that, you know when I drew the line? Snapchat. That's when I drew the line. I did. I know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I know the young people, you know what it is because you use it. I don't know, and don't tell me. I don't want it up here. I don't want it. I don't want it. It sounds dirty in the first place. It does. Sounds dirty. You want to see my Snapchat? No. No. Why would you say that? This is mixed company. No. It's a photo app. I know that much. It's a photo app because this is what this society is. We love taking pictures because there's no accountability. You don't have to make any decisions. Look at it. Look, here's 1,500 pictures of me. I just went outside for 10 minutes. Look at that. Because you just take pictures till the battery in the camera dies. That's it. See? It's a different generation. Folks my age, we had to make decisions because our camera had 24 pictures. And you had to make harsh decisions about what you took pictures. There are times your friends go, hey, could you take a picture of me? You're like, ooh, I got 3 left, so no. Yeah, I got you on another roll, so no, I can't do that.
My dad's a great father. He's a great father. Like, I love him. He's at that point now where he's got a smartphone, but he's kind of dumb with it, you know, like it's just, you ever get a selfie from a parent, it's all blurry, there's like 5 different emojis that don't belong there. And he still lives in LA, so every time he's sending me a selfie or something, like, he's always just like, at like a Dodgers game or a Lakers game, just doing something really cool, and he'll always try to brag. He's like, yeah, look at all this cool stuff now that you don't live with me anymore, yeah.
I have no say in where we go. 2 years ago, we went to Amish Country. I don't know if you guys have been to Amish Country, but that place is not fun at all. Okay, I did not care for. You know what I didn't like? I'll tell you what I didn't like. The people. I didn't like the people. I'm sorry. If you're friends with them, I apologize. I found them to be very hypocritical, you know? Because they're all, we don't believe in electricity, but we'll use it if we need to run your Visa card. And I don't like that attitude, all right? I said, you go big or go home, Ezekiel. Don't plug up. It's a slippery slope. He didn't like me. Probably because his name wasn't Ezekiel, but he looked like it should have been, you know, I couldn't have been that far off, is what I'm trying to say. I think we just got started on the wrong foot, okay? Because the only reason I agreed to go in the first place was if I was allowed to take pictures that I could put on Facebook. And the first time I take a picture, I get scolded by this Amish man. He says, sir, we would appreciate if you're going to take pictures that you did not take them of us. And I said, why is that? He said, pictures give us a sense of pride, and we don't like to do things that make us feel proud. I said, you're charging $3,000 for a kitchen table without any chairs to go with it. I'm pretty sure you're proud of that table, all right? Not proud. Why don't you tell me for the 4th time how you put that barn up in one day? You're not proud. Okay, I'm just gonna go over here and I'll just let you know that I don't care how good your pretzels are, I'm not gonna be coming back here to Amish Country. And I left them a scathing Yelp review. I never heard back from a manager, which is so typical. But, I'll give you a couple tips if you think you might want to take pictures when you people watch. Number 1, make sure that the flash and the sound on your phone are turned off. I know, sounds like a no-brainer, right? Guys, I've been doing this a long time. I messed up. I'm in line for security at the airport. I'm going this way, coming at me, gentleman, Hawaiian shirt, shaved face, but out of the top of his shirt was this perm, I don't know if that's the right, a tuft. It was the brightest, whitest, bushiest chest hair I have ever seen in my life. I've seen white chest hair, okay? This was next level. It was teased, possibly bleached. He looked like a Build-A-Bear whose neck had been slit to send a message to the other Build-A-Bears to get it together because the numbers are low, right? And I knew if I didn't get a picture of him, I wasn't going to be able to sleep that night. Now, here's the rub. I can't take a picture from this distance at this angle. No one's going to appreciate how awesome this thing is. If I really want the likes, I got to time it so that when he's passing by me, I can get that profile shot. Right? Really give it some depth. Now, to do this, it's a timing thing, so I have this face I make, which is basically, what? I'm just checking Twitter, even though my phone's kind of pointed in your general direction. He stops right here, I hit the button, it's like, kick flash. I was like... There's a Pokemon on your shoulder, sir. Could you please? I'm gonna get it. Please hold still. Oh, he jumped into your obnoxious chest hair. That stinks. Maybe next time. We'll get him next time. We'll get him at the layover. So be careful.